What's the average lifespan of a house?
50 years, perhaps?
50 years. When do you think that will be 1 foot higher in floodwaters from where they currently are?
I don't know.
Sea level rose last year 3.8 millimeters, okay? At that rate, if sea level continues to rise at 3.8 millimeters per year, which is essentially 0.15 inches, which is quantified by the federal government. That's not me talking, that's not some conservative study or anything along those lines. It'd be 80 years to go up 1 foot. We're putting standards on people right now when the average home life is 50 years, okay? So you got some little old lady living down in my neck of the woods in Lavalette or Brick or Toms River. She's been in there for 30, 40 years. All the value in her house is in the land, right? So now her roof goes and her windows go. And we're not just talking about new builds. Over a 5-year period, if she improves that house over 50%, and let's just say her house is only worth $100,000, she puts $51,000 worth of improvements into that house, she's now going to have to raise that home. So we are putting these rules on people when most of these houses won't even be around if the current level of sea rise
not
continues.
To be a stinker, but is there a question in this for the Commission?
You said that you wanted to protect people, that the purpose of this was protecting people. Does it protect people if they can no longer afford to live in their own homes?
Well, there are a few things I have to take exception with. First of all, there are a lot of people much smarter than I am who can talk to you about the rates of sea level rise, how they are not always uniform, what influences those. The other thing is, I don't know where there's a house, and I'm not sure your community, that's a $100,000 house. I honestly don't know that there is such a thing.
Can I help you on one thing? Because you don't seem to understand the rules that you just spent 45 minutes talking about, but I do, because I just lived through it, because I did a renovation of my own home, okay? Your house, if I go and I buy your house at the shore may be a $750,000 house, okay? But that's the value of me purchasing your land and your home. If the structure that sits on it is dilapidated, you can easily go up and down the shores of the 10th Legislative District, on Waterline and Coast, along the Barnegat Bay, in Bricktown, in Toms River, in working class neighborhoods where you can find homes on the water that cost $500,000, $600,000, and they have little old ladies living in shacks in them where the home itself, which is what this rule is predicated on, is worth $100,000. The structure is worth $100,000. If you improve that home over 50% over a 5-year period, according to this rule, you will have to lift it. And how much does it cost to lift a house as a builder?
But I have to go back to I think your premise is incorrect, that the market value of the home is going to be the 600, 700. It's not going to be the cost to replace that small home. Now, you can have that discussion with your building official. You can have it with the FEMA Region 2 expert. But I respectfully don't agree with that.
I just had to raise my home because my home, the house assessed value was around $150,000. It was a 100-plus-year-old home. And I had to raise it. My roof went, my HVAC went, my windows and doors went. And when you came to a certain threshold, I was told that I needed to raise it. So either I was told false, and everybody else in my town, in my area, was told falsely, or I don't know what I'm talking about. The New Jersey Climate Resiliency Strategy in 2021 says, action must be taken now to prepare communities for the inevitable shift that will occur as people, businesses, and coastal functions move to safer areas, alternately referred to as managed retreat. The result is the same. Whether through individual or market decisions, people, businesses, and coastal functions will eventually move to safer areas. Further, coastal stakeholders may disagree about the implementation of managed retreat as a resilience strategy, but sea level rise will ultimately make it a necessary consideration. So now, considering that my district is 25 miles of coastline, and what the DEP is saying today, nowadays, totally conflicts with what you were saying, that there's a de facto no retreat policy, and they're actively saying that everyone is going to need to move away from coastal areas. Can you explain that discrepancy, please?
What I'm saying is that any relocation that happens or managed retreat is not going to be driven by the real rules. There are going to be a lot of other factors.
So there is a managed retreat coming. Buckle up, Jersey Shore. You're all going to have to move, right?
Mr. Kanitra?
Please.